It's a new season of the Donald Trump Show, but the plot is painfully familiar. Today, there was a new character brought in to play out an old storyline. Mike Johnson, he made that Mar-a-Lago pilgrimage today, traveling the same route as Kevin McCarthy once did. And the deja vu doesn't end there. Johnson's job is in jeopardy. It's under threat from the far-right flank, just like McCarthy's was once upon a time. So, Johnson recycled the old formula, kissing Trump's ring and lending legitimacy to the illegitimate.
They want to turn these people into voters. When you go to a welfare office, they also ask you if you would like to register to vote. And so many people, we think, are going to do that. And you know what? The numbers are so high, there's so many millions of illegals in the country, that if only 1 out of 100 voted, they would cast potentially hundreds of thousands of votes in the election. That could turn an election. This could be a tight election in our congressional races around the country. It could, if there are enough votes, affect the presidential election.
Did you catch that? We think, if only, it could. Republicans doing Trump's bidding want to turn fiction into fact and maybe into probably. But too bad for them, none of what you just heard is true. Here's what actually happens when you register to vote. According to decades of cold, hard data, you provide your driver's license or your social security number, and your identity gets checked against a database. You swear under penalty of perjury that you are who you say you are and that you're a citizen. Non-citizen voting almost never happens. And if you don't believe me, how about the Heritage Foundation? They're a right-wing think tank, and they track confirmed cases of non-citizen voting. They found that fewer than 100 cases have happened, not hundreds of thousands of cases of illegal votes. And that's not in one election either, or even 2 elections, or even 3 elections. But in every federal election since 2002. That's more than 20 years. Barely enough votes to swing a race for dog catcher, much less President of the United States. Now, Donald Trump is a one-hit wonder. He's been producing the same press conference for nearly 9 years. Think back to that June day in 2015. Trump's gold escalator ride might feel like forever ago, but his lies about immigrants today are a carbon copy of his script from then. Just listen to the overlap.
When Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best. They're not sending you. They're not sending you. They're sending people that have lots of problems, and they're bringing those problems with us. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I assume, are good people.
But I believe you could have 15 million already in. Some are terrorists. They come from jails and prisons. They come from mental institutions and insane asylums.
The Trump Show simply has not changed. The themes are all the same. The props, like the speaker, are the same. The rambling, ridiculous claims are a track that no one laughs at anymore. And his promises are the same too. Trump again says he'll testify, that he would take the stand, and that he would tell the truth.
You plan to testify in your trial in New York?
Yeah, I would testify, absolutely. I'm testifying. I tell the truth. I mean, all I can do is tell the truth.
Today, Trump was talking about his Manhattan hush money trial that starts on Monday. And when he does, he'll shatter history as the first ex-president to be judged by his peers for 34 felony criminal counts. But just throw the what, the where, and the why into a blender, and Trump might as well have been talking about Robert Mueller, or impeachment, or E. Jean Carroll, all venues that he has said he would happily testify in, and never did.
I would have no problem testifying. I didn't do anything wrong.
Will you attend the trial, Mr. President?
I'll probably attend.
If any of these things get to trial, will you testify in your own defense?
I have a lot of good lawyers.
So if you have to go to trial, will you testify in your own defense?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
You'll take the stand.
That I look forward to.
I think that obstruction charge is going to get to trial, Mr. President. I think that.
I'll testify.
I would love to speak. I would love to. Nobody wants to speak more than me.
Would you be willing to speak under oath to give your version of those events?
100%.
Are you going to talk to Mueller?
I'm looking forward to it, actually.
Would you say, are you more likely to sit for an interview now?
My lawyers are working on that. I've always wanted to do an interview.
I would love to speak. I would love to go. Nothing I want to do more.
A classic Trump promise that is classic BS. And new tonight, the judge that is presiding over that Manhattan hush money trial just denied another Hail Mary effort by Trump's legal team to delay its start. Joining me now is Anthony Scaramucci. He's known Donald Trump for years, and he once served as White House Communications Director. Thanks for staying up with us, Mooch. Appreciate it. So what do you think?
Good to be here.
Donald Trump offering to testify, do you take it literally, seriously, anything?
Yeah, no, I mean, there's a 0% chance that he's going to testify, but it's right out of his playbook. You know, the interesting thing though is the data is going against him. His base is getting louder. He's getting a little louder, but it's shrinking on the edges. And the money that he claimed that he raised, he didn't really raise. So he's in trouble there. There'll be way more field offices for the Biden campaign than the Trump campaign in the swing states. So the playbook is tired. But the real question is, and you can't get any of these guys to join you, Abby, but you'd have to ask somebody like Speaker Johnson, what are you doing standing next to that guy? And what happened to the backbone of the Republican Party? How did you let this guy hijack the entire party, the party of Lincoln and Reagan, and throw it in the toilet like this? You know the guy's a criminal. You know he's about to get convicted in New York because Alvin Bragg would never be bringing this case. You have to think about the guts to bring a case like this. It's the first case to be brought against a president, a former president. And you know he's got overwhelming evidence. And you're standing next to the guy ruining the Republican Party. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, but there's no chance, Abby, that he testifies in this or anything coming up in the following, the upcoming trials.
Yeah, I mean, look, all good questions, and trust me, the ask is out for people to come on the show and answer them. But
well, I'll answer quickly for him. I have no backbone. And I'm so afraid of his base. And so, I expect to be speaker for like 20 Scaramucci's, which are like 220 days. I'm just trying to outlast Kevin McCarthy that lasted 24.5 Scaramucci's. I mean, that's basically what he would try to say. Anyway.
Measuring the speakership in Scaramucci's is definitely a new one. But look, there is a fundraising email that Trump and his campaign sent out today to supporters. Here's what it says. On Monday, all hell breaks loose. On Monday, all hell breaks loose. I mean, you know him, you know his supporters. What is he trying to do here?
He's trying to foment anger. He's trying to claim that they're coming after him unfairly. He's trying to play the victim to people who unfortunately feel aggrieved by the system. Either they're not doing well, and I've talked about this with you before. We have a lot of people in the country that were once economically aspirational. They're now economically desperational. They see Donald Trump as an avatar for their anger. He wants to tap into that. He wants to upset them. He wants to cause bad situations.
Do you think that they'll respond?
He needs money.
Do you think that the MAGA types will respond to that message the way he wants them to?
Well, I think what he's hoping for, thing number one is money, because he wants to use their money to defend himself. The second thing is violence, and I don't think anybody's ready to do that for him right now. But I think the country has to gird for when he loses in November, and he's going to lose in November. He'll claim that the election was rigged, and he'll try to foment the same type of violence that he fomented on the 6th of January in 2021. I don't think that letter is going to cause anything on Monday other than some money coming into the coffers. But again, he's bled those people out already, Abby, so there's not a lot of money coming in.
Yeah, I mean, it actually is a little bit of a sign of financial desperation, to put it mildly. There is, on Monday, this trial starting. Michael Cohen, you know him well. He teased that there would be surprises at this hush money trial. Do you think, knowing Cohen, that he will actually have something to say on the stand that really would rattle Trump and that really would make a difference in this case?
I do. And listen, I'm very proud of Michael Cohen because Michael Cohen in 2012 working with him on the Romney campaign. And of course, I was with him in 2016 when he was one of Donald Trump's right-hand people working with him. And the evolution of Michael Cohen, I think he is one of the people that history will look back upon and say, wow, America came very close to fascism. You had a well-organized campaign from a proto-fascist running who lost in 2020, tried to reclaim the situation in 2024. And there were people in the country like Michael Cohen that had the courage to speak out against the man and hopefully knock him through the ropes. And so we'll see. I predict he'll get convicted in this case. We'll have to see whether or not there'll be a jail sentence tied to that. And then the real question is, come November, do you want a convicted felon to be the president of the United States? And I'm hoping there's enough independents in the country and enough very smart, rational Republicans and good Democrats that will make sure that that doesn't happen.